up guys, this is Adrian here. Today we're checking out the orange Tiny Terror. What a fantastic little amp. So this is a 15 watt Lunchbox amp. It also has a control here which could take it down to 7 watts. Right now we're on 15 watts and as you can hear it sounds awesome. It's got a great like mid-range growl, great British crunch. Just sounds great, you know, playing big open power chords like that. And the guitar for today that I'm using is my Yamaha Pacifica, and it's got single dumping pickups. So let's look at the controls at the front of the amp. So very simple, we just got volume, tone, and gain. And you know, most of the time that's all you need in most amplifiers. This is just a very simple amp. You just plug it in, turn it on, and off you go. You know, a lot of these controls are quite set and forget. Personally, I don't really like to run the volume past halfway. Right now it's on, let's say, maybe 9 o'clock, and you know, the more gain you get, the more the preamp section, you know, starts to break up. Yeah, so you can hear right now it's just great for those classic rock sort of tones. You know, it's kind of got like that Marshall sound, but more mids than a Marshall, and it's a little bit more fuller in the low mids. Not quite like in the bass, like a big 150 watt amp, but it cuts through the mix really. So some of the reasons I say to get this amp, so if you're looking for something for home or something in your studio, this is a fantastic option because it's got the 15 watts and it's got the 7 watts. So, you know, it's not too loud. It's also great for gigging because you can plug it in. Again, it's not too loud on stage. Sound engineers can mic it up, and you know, you don't have to crank it up too loud. Also at these volumes, you know, it still sounds really good. So perfect for stage, perfect in the studio, perfect for home practice. You know, if you're able to be in an environment where you can, you know, play through a tube amp at home. I can demonstrate on 7 watts. Just flicking down to 7 watts. So it sounds really good. There's just not that, you know, there's more compression, there's less headroom. Go back to 15. Obviously fuller, obviously the power amp breaks, opens up more. So talking about the power amp, there's 2 L84s instead of 34s, which you'll find in, you know, 50 or 100 watt amps like your bigger Marshalls or some of your other orange amps. Because the Lunchbox amp, they put in L84s just because it fits in the chassis better. It's, you know, it's harder to get those bigger power tubes in there and to, you know, be able to keep the size of this amp the way it is. You know, you can watch the Orange documentary on YouTube. I've watched it a few times. Fantastic. Talks about how Aid, who's the designer of this amp, you know, wanted to make a solution for gigging musicians. So he's the first one here to bring in the Lunchbox amp. Unfortunately, it's discontinued now, but you know, you can find these on Marketplace, eBay, Reverb for a very fair price. You know, I paid around 350 Australian dollars for mine, which, you know, would be maybe 150, 200 US, something like that. So, you know, they're really affordable, and they just sound great. So now we're going to talk about some of the reasons you might want to avoid this amp. You know, if you're not able to play tube amp at home, maybe you want, you know, something like a modeling amp, then, you know, this amp might not be there for you. Also, it's not that, doesn't really have that many options in terms of overall tones and versatility. You know, it just does one sound really well, and that's the orange sound. So if you just want the orange sound, then this is the amp for you. But if you're looking for something that can do more than the orange sound, then, you know, I'd probably look for something else. Yeah, we could go and roll the gain back down and turn up the volume, and this is how we could get some nice clean tones. So, yeah, it gets a pretty nice clean tone. It's sort of on the edge of breakup. We could also bring the gain back down more. And by doing that, you know, it decreases the volume hitting the preamp, so you get less gain. And then, you know, it turns up the power amp. So, you know, it's not as clean as maybe like a Fender or, you know, some of the high watt Marshall amps. But, you know, it does clean pretty well. So, reasons to get the amp, obviously its size, its portability, another two big options. And reasons to avoid this amp would be its lack of features. It also doesn't have an effects loop, which if you look at other amps in Orange's range, such as the Dark Terror, which is its predecessor of this, then it has the effects loop, and it has a slightly different tone, which we'll be checking out in the next video. Thanks for watching.